All right. So now we're official. Great. So thanks everyone for coming out. I do appreciate you spending your evening, or at least a part of your evening, with us to learn about Blacks in Technology and what we do here as a foundation. I guess the place I should start is with me. Quick introduction. My name is Dennis Schultz. I'm the executive director of the Blacks in Technology Foundation, and I am based in Charlotte, North Carolina. I spent a lot of my professional career, though, in the New York City metro area, living in New Jersey, covering more or less sales and business development accounts in Manhattan, but all throughout the Northeast. I am a proud Virginia Tech Hokie, as you can see over my shoulder. My alma mater, class of 96, ooh, hurts to say that. And I've been in tech ever since. Spent a little bit of time in the Northern Virginia area. Most recently, I was just outside of DC in Loudoun County in Leesburg. Kind of rep the DMV, but now I'm all about Carolina Panthers and the baby, apparently. I think that's what everybody says I'm supposed to be on right now. So I am embracing my new home. One of the things that we're going to do today is just go through all of the benefits of Blacks Technology, what the organization is. I see Greg Greenlee is in the building. So Greg, I'm gonna put you on the spot in a minute to just kind of give a little bit of history and introduce yourself. But before I jump into my agenda, if anybody has questions, throw them either in the chat or the Q&A. I will make sure I circle back to them or make sure I get to them throughout my talk. And I hate PowerPoint, so I won't do any presentation necessarily, but what I will do is put links in chat so everybody who is near a computer can follow along, bookmark things, and keep up that way. So with that said, Greg, do you mind doing a quick introduction if you're available?
No, not at all. I can do that.
I know I put you on the spot. We didn't.
No,
This
you're
was
cool.
not rehearsed.
Excellent. So first off, thanks, Dennis, for putting this together. Definitely appreciate it. Dennis is probably the hardest working man in the business. I thought that I was kind of up there until I met Dennis, and Dennis kind of blew me out the water. So thanks, Dennis. Um, and thanks for all his hard work. Like he's phenomenal. What he's been able to do to elevate um, the
Okay,
brand and
Greg, that's enough gas, and we need to get to you.
okay, cool. Um, so about myself, I'm born and raised and currently reside in Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, I've been here. I'm sorry. 3 kids, wife. I'm a principal DevOps engineer. That's my 9 to 5. I actually started Blacks in Technology back in 2009. Started out as a online community, and it morphed into kind of what you see now, to the Bit Foundation. So we started out just chatting and helping each other online. We had this large community. We kind of transitioned that into doing like articles and media and content, really highlighting the people in our community. We still to do that to this day. There's 2 entities for Blacks Technology. There's Blacks Technology LLC, and then there's the Bit Foundation. The LLC handles all the content creation and media, podcasts, videos, articles, things of that nature, jobs board postings, and then the foundation handles all the educational training programs that Dennis will be talking about here in a minute. And so the foundation was actually established in 2017. We had we put our chapters underneath it, and then we actually had 2 conferences in the past, BitCon 2018 and BitCon 2019, and now we're coming back this year with BitCon 2021. So I won't steal any of Dennis's thunder. I'll let him talk about the foundation. I really appreciate everyone joining this evening, and Dennis, take it away.
All right, thanks, Greg. And as a founder of the organization, I really truly appreciate all that you've done to make BIT exist. It's definitely something that I was looking for at a time when I felt isolated and alone in my career. Even in New York, there's a lot of Black techies, but they weren't connected. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. So what I want to do is explain how BIT is structured in the foundation, specifically with respect to chapters. So as Greg mentioned, there's the LLC, which is the for-profit, and then there's the foundation, which is the nonprofit. The nonprofit, we have, as of today, 45 chapters in 8 countries. Most of our chapters are in major metropolitan areas. We have approximately 15,000 members, and membership is free in BIT. So if you want to join, the first link I'm going to drop in the chat is the join link. So when you get a chance, please take a minute to join if you haven't. If you're on the meetup of your local chapter, but haven't registered to join on the BIT website, then technically you're not fully registered, and you should just take a minute to complete your registration, because we have a lot of resources that are free and discounted for our members, and that's where you get all the good stuff. The other links I'll put in the chat is our Slack community. That also requires a registration separate and apart from the Join BIT. And we have about 6,000 members in our Slack community. So that is where you can find a Black CTO, for example. If you're looking for technical co-founders, we have communities and sub-communities and sub-channels for entrepreneurships and startup projects, and people just looking to work and connect. So if you're looking to connect with other Black techies throughout the day, that's probably the best place to do it on a regular basis. And we also have our other social media channels. In the footer of the website, you'll see our Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and I encourage you to follow us on all platforms. Typically, we try to share all the important information on every platform, but sometimes some platforms get things that others don't. So please be sure to follow us there. And as far as the makeup of our membership, I get asked the question, is BIT for me? I'm either new to the industry, or I haven't, got a job in tech, or I'm a student. We service a number of different constituencies. We have students and educators. We have people transitioning from other careers into tech, people looking to figure out exactly what in tech they may be able to do that's a transferable skill. The majority of our members are going to be IT practitioners, is what I call them, basically people who work either in an IT department or for a tech company in a non-technical role. Like myself, I was sales and business development, but there are others who are either marketing or talent acquisition and recruiting or project management. We cater to all. We also have executive programs exclusively for senior managers and executives, people looking to sharpen their skill set and maybe get into a board seat or move from a senior manager into the C-suite. And we have programs around that. We also have a large and growing community of entrepreneurs and VCs. So we want to make sure that we cover technology in as broad a scope as possible. So if you're wondering, is this something that you are, if that is for you as a technologist, or where you are in your technical journey, chances are it's yes. So I will proceed to the fun stuff, or what I consider the fun stuff, which is our programs. And the member programs that BIT has are really geared to help people either advance their career, whether you're trying to get to that next level in your respective role, or help people who are transitioning or looking for that first role land that job. So the programs that I'll highlight, and there are, dozens of programs that we have in our members only section of the website. But the ones that are of note currently are the Udacity program, which is a nano degree program. And we just started our first cohort of 150 nano degrees with a second cohort of 300 nano degrees, which will be launching in the next month or two. It is basically a way for you to upskill in a part-time situation. If you're working full-time, we like Udacity because it allows you to work at your own pace. And in 4 to 6 months, you can have a nano degree, which is very, very comprehensive. It gives you practitioner level skills in whatever the nano degree discipline that you're looking for. So right now we have cloud DevOps engineering nano degree. We have a entry level nano degree for what is it? Digital marketing. I almost forgot. And then we also have nano degrees for other disciplines that are going to be rolling out in the next cohort. But if you're interested, the scholarships are roughly $1,500 per. We provide full ride scholarships, and it requires you to just be dedicated. Get through the challenge course. It's a course that you have to take in order to be accepted into the program. But once you complete it, assuming you pass with flying colors, you will receive that voucher for $1,500 and the nano degree certificate accompanying it. So definitely encourage you to check that out. And we will be posting notifications when the next cohort opens up. Another program that we have is Facebook Digital Marketing Associate Certificate. So Facebook, if any of you are entrepreneurs that have a side hustle, want to market on Facebook, is great for that. But also anybody who is looking to do digital marketing as a potential career in tech, this is a great entry-level certificate that differentiates you from, other programs. So that certificate typically is $99. It's free for BIT members. That's also in the member section. For people who want to give back and instruct, we partner with Udemy. So Udemy is looking for people of color to be represented in their instructor programs for Udemy and Udemy for Business. This is a great program for anybody who thought about teaching or has a particular expertise that they want to share. You do get paid for that program as well. Anytime somebody downloads the program, you get paid. BIT is not taking any money from that. We're just putting you guys together. Basically, we're making Udemy our vehicle to get Black faces in front of folks to teach. So it's a great program. If you're interested, please sign up and let me know. I mentioned some senior executive programs. So we are partnered with a private equity firm that has about 100 companies in their portfolio. They have a board readiness selection process where they're looking for diverse members to apply to tech boards. Typically, these companies are going to be anywhere between 25 and 500 employees, and they're looking for board members. Most of them are funded really well, and it's a great opportunity for those who are senior managers to get to that next level. If you are a senior manager and you don't think you're ready for a board seat, they'll tell you what's missing in your background and hopefully help you round out and put you on a path over the next 3 to 5 years to get to a point where you are, in a position to be considered for board seats, which is really nice. For people who are in the open source community, we're partnered with the Linux Foundation. Linux Foundation has certifications for a variety of Linux disciplines, as well as real life dollars, in real life, dollars for a travel fund. So if you wanted to attend a conference, you can apply for this travel fund, and they will pay not only your flight, but also give you a stipend for meals and a hotel. So if you're trying to travel to, say South by Southwest or Afrotech, you can submit, and hopefully if the need is there and they have funds available, we can get you there. So I already know that 2 members have already applied and have received funds in 2021. I don't know how much money is left, but it's there right now. If there's something that you're trying to get to as things open back up for in-person meetings. And then there's things like ITIL 4, Prince 2, which is similar to PMP, and Scrum Master certifications that we provide discounts on trainings as well. So typically where training may be, $1,500 or $2,000, we'll reduce that by 50 or 60% to reduce that burden. And just on that, so you understand what our perspective is or what my perspective is, I'm looking to get as much money from these big companies as possible and redistribute it back to Black folk. So I have no qualms and no shame when it comes to wealth distribution. Anything that I can do to reduce the financial barrier and burden for people who want to advance their career, let them pay with their pocketbook. If their guilt is something that's going to help somebody advance their career, then so be it. But I do ask in return that if we do provide you with the resource, that you just let us know. We like success stories. I like to hear when somebody gets a promotion. I like to hear when somebody gets a job. Please keep me in mind as you go through these programs and let me know that we are doing good work and is helping you out. And, we can share your story with other members to hopefully help them out. All right, programs that we have on deck. We have a few things coming up that you should know about. BrainStation. BrainStation is an accelerator program specifically for digital marketing, and I'll share the link in the chat. The cool thing about BrainStation is they have a 95% placement rate upon completion of their boot camp. Is 12 weeks. It is full time, so you can't work or do anything else. But at the end of it, chances are you'll get a job. And this boot camp is $15,000. We're providing full ride scholarships for this boot camp. So if you're thinking about getting into digital marketing, and they have a couple of different things associated with the specializations, definitely check out BrainStation. We'll be announcing that one coming up in the next couple of weeks, probably sometime mid to late August. The next one is CompTIA. I've been, squeezing CompTIA to give me a greater discount than what they initially offered us. But I think I got a price point that's really good for A+ Security Plus and Network Plus certifications, where the training and certification bundles are in the $1,700 range. I think I can get that down to about $500. So if you're willing to put a little skin in the game for those types of certifications, or know somebody who's looking to get certified CompTIA wise, that is something that we'll have available very, very soon. Google, Grow with Google certifications. They have a whole range of certifications, and we just inked our agreement with Google for their program. These certifications aren't as expensive or as comprehensive, but still a few $100s that you don't have to pay if you work with us to do it. I believe the average price of the certs for Google range between $150 and $500, but we are providing those for free. So those are also full ride certifications. And the last one I'll mention that we have on deck coming up is Palo Alto Networks. So if you're in the cybersecurity or want to get into cybersecurity, they have an entry level and an advanced level certification for their firewall products. A great way to kind of dip your toe in. And again, that will be no cost as well. So good stuff there, and more good stuff coming. And like I said, as I get my hands on these companies who want to help us, we will in turn turn that around to help you and hopefully help somebody get a job or get a promotion. All right. Now, I'm going to pivot to apprenticeships and jobs, job seeking stuff, because that's a big fundamental part of what I believe we should be doing with our resources is helping people get into tech. We want to see more Black faces in the tech industry, and we want to help them stay there once they get in. So the programs that we have for job seekers are the Jobs Board for Blacks in Technology. These are companies who have intentionally reached out to us to say that they want to provide jobs for Black technologists. You know, they want to add diversity. I think that's great. We want to make sure that, oh, you know what? I've been putting links in the chat, but they haven't been going out. So I have to put all my links back in. Just going to me, apparently. So while I do that, I'll talk about the other programs. All right, there we go. Sorry, y'all. And I see that some of our chapter leaders have also jumped in to put some links in. So thank you. Appreciate that. So we have some apprenticeship programs that we collaborate with. So Microsoft has a program called LEAP. And if you're not familiar with technical apprenticeship programs, these are programs that actually pay you to learn. So if you're looking to get into tech, you can start off with relatively no knowledge. And the companies through these apprenticeship programs will pay you to train. Typically, it's a 12-month program. You will get paid below the standard rate for an employee, but upon completion, you'll have a company like Microsoft on your resume. You'll be able to command full rate. And at the end, they have the right of first refusal to hire you. So in a lot of cases, technical apprenticeships are a really good gateway to a new career and a way to, like I said, get paid while you learn. Printee, Multiverse, and Creating Coding Careers are other apprenticeship programs that we work with. Typically, they're going to be around major cities, but ever growing, there's going to be the opportunity for remote workers as well. So if you know somebody or if you're looking, these are programs that are in our member section already. You can apply today for any of these. The other things that we have are career fairs. So this Friday, actually, we have monthly career fairs, and the career fairs are nice because you can talk one-on-one with recruiters looking to hire, and they're looking to hire a little bit of everything. So even if you're just cursory looking for work, maybe you're not actively looking for work, maybe you're somewhere and you just want to know what's out there, what your options are, I'd say attend a career fair, check it out. Companies like Amazon and Google and Netflix have already participated. This month. We'll have, I think, around 15 or so companies participating. We do them in conjunction with Techeria, which is the Latinx community for technologists. And between the two of us, we put Black and brown talent together in one place. So companies know that if they attend our career fair, that they're going to get a diverse talent pool, which is nice. Also, we have an upcoming internship fair. So if there are any students out there who are looking for internships, when I was in school, I totally missed the internship boat. I applied too late. All the good internships were taken. We want our people to get ahead of the curve on that. So college students for 2022 summer internships, we're trying to get companies to consider us early. So we're going to have an internship fair in August. We'll be promoting that throughout the remainder of the month and into August. It's going to be great. We've had our last internship fair. I think we had about 15, 20 companies participate. So I say get in early. That's the best way to do internships. If you have, children, or if you know students, or if you are a student, it doesn't cost anything to participate. These companies are looking for you. Please participate. All right. And my next topic is our annual conference. So BigCon, Greg kind of touched on it. I'm super duper excited about BigCon. And what BigCon is, it stands for BIT conference, if you didn't figure that out. But BigCon is going to be virtual this year. It's been an physical on-site event in the past couple of years that it was held. We scrapped it for 2020 due to COVID, but we're back and we're excited. And we've got some really, really good speakers. So I don't know if you guys watch Shark Tank, but we have Damon John, who is the Black Shark, who's going to be participating as one of our keynotes, as well as Judy Smith, who is the real life inspiration for Scandal's Olivia Pope. We've got CEOs of major tech companies. We've got executives of all stripe, world-class speakers, people who typically would charge tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to speak at a conference, but are doing us a solid because, they appreciate and understand the cost. We are looking forward to a number of workshops, technical, career-related, entrepreneur-related. In fact, we have a $10,000 pitch competition for early stage startups. We know it's difficult for Black tech founders to kind of raise that first, friends and family round, if you will. So if you know somebody who has an idea, who's developing an app or a product, let them know. We want to hear from them and we want to give away some money. So please participate. I posted in the link in the chat for the speaker list. And yes, we are still accepting speakers, but not too many slots left. So definitely hit me up quick if you got somebody in mind. But it's a great speaker list, and please feel free to share and promote. You'll be seeing a lot more promotion around BigCon through October. That's when the conference is, October 13th through the 15th. Please take some time off of work. Early bird tickets are available now. It's going to be a great conference. And that's enough. That's all I'm going to say on BigCon for now. Let me see. Okay, ways to give back. So if you are in a major metropolitan area, chances are we have a chapter in your city. If we do not have a chapter in your city, you could always start one. And there's a link on the website where you can actually submit your request to start a chapter. So if you are interested, motivated, want to give back, you can start a chapter. And in fact, we have some chapter organizers here. Let me see who I can call on. Ooh, Carlia. Yes. Carlia, I am going to allow you to talk about your experience because you're the most recent chapter organizer and you're already lighting it up in Omaha. So I'm going to bring you on. And if you don't mind, Carlia.
Oh. Hello.
Okay, there we go. Good. I told you I was going to pick on some folks. So you get the first straw.
I heard.
So if you can just take a minute and just explain why you decided to reach out to start a chapter and what you're looking to gain from your experience as a chapter organizer.
Of course. I'm not sure how great my Wi-Fi is, so am I cutting out?
Oh, you're fine. I can hear you fine.
Okay. I'm a Black in tech, so I'm a transition. My background isn't technology, but I transitioned into the tech field, during COVID. That was kind of my career transition. And as I got into the field, I always looked up, places where I can connect with people who look a little more like me. In Omaha, Nebraska, there's not a lot of us. in general. So I found that there was, really in terms of Black professionals, there was nothing. There are organizations that cater more towards the youth, which is amazing, but there wasn't anything for the professionals in the industry. So I just did a Google search and started to look up different organizations and found the foundation and got so excited. I did not think it was going to happen as fast as it did. I sent in the request and I think Dennis messaged me like the next day, and then we were on the phone and I was like, okay, like asking so many questions, and he was like, yeah, so you can go ahead and start now. And I was like, wait, now?
So Carlia, I'll just say, since her chapter has started, and it was only a few weeks ago, maybe a month or not even 2 months, she's already, started getting volunteers to help her with leadership. She's already got media and press. She was on, the CBS local news show and doing interviews. So she's really taken the chapter leader role and running with it. And we expect to see some good things from her in Omaha. So thank you. That was great. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Just to answer a couple of questions about the chapters, I just talked to a gentleman today, and we probably will have a Miami chapter very soon. It's going to be Miami, South Florida. That'll cover primarily Miami and Dade counties. Then as far as chapter in Philly, we do have a chapter in Philadelphia, so you can join that as well. All right, let me see here. There also, if you don't want to run a chapter, maybe you live in a city where there's already a chapter, but you want to see more activity, you can always reach out to your chapter leader. The chapter leads are all on the website, and you can communicate with them by email. Send them a note, let them know you want to participate, you want to help. Since COVID, we've been doing everything virtually, but Broward would be counted as well. I'm sorry, I forgot Broward. The way that we've been handling COVID is all virtual events, but now that things are starting to relax, and hopefully with this Delta variant, things won't get too crazy and people can still go back to physical events. One of the things that we want to do is start positioning ourselves to do more networking events and getting to know some of the people, in your regional space. I know that we'll still do some amount of virtual, especially for those folks who don't live near a metropolitan area. But if you do, and you're willing to participate, propose some ideas. Let's do some physical events. Let's start getting people reconnected with each other. And if you work for a company that will support either, utilizing your space, or maybe they want to sponsor, please feel free to reach out to your chapter leader. Let them know we live on corporate sponsors and donors. So if you have a company that may be interested in partnering with us, let us know. No amount is too small. And we always want to make sure that people who want to give back to us, can. So I know that if there's a will, there's a way. So definitely don't be shy. I will also say that if you have a specific skill that you want to, volunteer, whether it be graphic design or social media marketing or web development, we definitely have a lot of folks who, a lot of chapter leaders, I should say, who will appreciate those skills. Anything that you think you can give to the community that you'd like to volunteer, we appreciate. And as I mentioned, membership is free. The only thing that we ask is that you give of your time and you give back, which is a great segue to my next topic, which is our mentorship program. So we have a formal mentorship program called Converge, which is a one-to-one mentorship program. If you are a person who's looking for a mentor, or if you are a few years in your career and want to give back, this is a great place to sign up. We try to pair people on a monthly basis, and as best we can, map people to resources and in personnel that might be the next level for them. So somebody that's just a little bit higher than where you are on the corporate ladder, so you can glean their knowledge and figure out how to transverse your career to get to where they are. So far, we just launched it this year. It's been a big success. The program is in conjunction with some really great companies and organizations. Microsoft is a huge partner, as well as Cisco and Nutanix. We are partnered with MIT Enterprise Forum and some others. And the people that we have, the caliber of people who are our mentors currently, it's ridiculous. I mean, the senior, director of engineering for Google, for example, is one of our mentors. I mean, it's ridiculous. But if you're interested in partnering, please participate. Yes, there is a chapter in Atlanta. Yeah. All right. And two other things, and I'll get to the Q&A in earnest. One is some of the other things that we've initiated. One is called the Black Tech Pledge, which if you are an organization or a small business, basically want to pledge to increase diversity in your organization, you can, and also bring it up to the folks in your HR department that they should appropriately sign on to that. It's free. It basically says, hey, we'll be dedicated to be deliberate in hiring more Black people in tech specifically. And then we're hacking Black History Month. So last year I had this crazy idea that I was gonna come up with a holiday. So I didn't want to do anything that was too outrageous or different, but for Black History Month, we're doing Black Tech Month. So for Black Tech Month, it coincides with Black History Month in February. We'll be doing different events throughout the month, and we wanted to kind of catch on, So if anybody has any thoughts or ideas, I know it's way early for February, but I always just want to put it out there just to put in people's brains if they have any thoughts or things that we can do. But that is the list of my formal agenda items. I know I threw a lot of information out there and a bunch of links, but what I'll do now is while I take a look through the chat for any questions that I missed, if anybody wants to put your questions in the Q&A, I'll start there first. And if you want to talk and just come on and actually have a one-on-one conversation or a 1 to however many guests we have, I'll bring you on, I'll unmute you and you can talk. All right, so Mr. Jenkins, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Dennis. Thanks so much to you and Greg for having this event. It's good to come together as a group. And as far as the point I wanted to share, I just wanted to welcome the folks that are joining our Slack community from this event. I'm one of the Slack admins. There's a few other of us out there that support that community. And as I said in Slack already, it's part of our custom to welcome people. So if you join or if a friend joins and says, hey, we have a bot already that kind of prompts you for some information. And if you respond to that prompt, then our community will assist you in joining channels that we think are of interest to you. So a lot of people joined today. So I don't know if we'll be able to get to everybody individually, but we're going to try, so give us some time and hopefully we can take care of that. I also want to share that as Greg mentioned, I think you mentioned, Dennis, as well, we like to tell people's stories, their successes as they interact and benefit from membership in Blacks in Technology. So if you have a story that you would like to share, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about posting your story on our website. So it doesn't matter what that success is, we're happy to share it. Please contact me and we'll work together on a story for it.
All right, thanks, Michael. That's great, and Michael does great work. I mean, he's a prolific writer. So when he says he's going to do it, he's going to do it. So definitely reach out to him if you have a potential story. Let's see, we have. Wait a second. Let me just do this and allow Ken to talk. Okay, there we go. All right, Ken, How's it going, sir?
All right, all right. How you doing, bro?
Good, good.
So for February, one idea is to have talks from Black folks who are pioneers in tech, like Emmett McHenry, who started Network Solutions. The original .com registry that most Black people don't know. We used to be a Black company. Al Zolar, who was running Lotus. There's other folks like John Thompson, who used to run Norton for about a decade. I'm talking Black folks who are running things that are internationally known, but most people don't know they were Black people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, those are the kind of folks that I think would be paradigm shifting to have, and I could get you in touch with all of them except for John Thompson.
All right. Well, tell you what, send me an email or make an introduction, and we'll see if we can get them on board.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Yep. All right. And let's see. And we got let's see. So I'll go to the Q&A, and then I'll go to the chat questions. Some of these are questions I just didn't get to during the conversation. But as far as the Chicago chapter, if you're not getting any communication, I know Jesse is a very busy man, but the Chicago chapter technically is active. It's not very old. It's a relatively new chapter. So if we want to see more activity, I would just nudge our chapter leaders a little bit and let them know that you'd like to see some things in Chicago. We just received a sponsorship from the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago to be the chapter sponsor. So there's some resources available to do programming in Chicago. Hopefully we'll see some things coming out of Chicago really soon. All right, let's see. Is there any information out there on the BIT website for scholarships geared toward Black students that people in school can pursue, or just general resources for college students? So we don't have any college scholarships yet. So college scholarships for high school students to attend college, with the exception of a recent program that we had for the Charlotte chapter, where Google Fiber provided $500 scholarships to 4 students for STEM education. So we can do more programs like that. And if you'd like to see some more scholarship opportunities specifically for students, we can work towards that. It's going to be on a chapter by chapter basis, but I would say, hit up your chapter leader, let them know that that's something that's of interest, and we'll see what we can do. All right, next one. I live in Cincinnati, I'm learning code, but I have no idea where to start. Okay, there are programs specifically for early learners or beginners in coding in the website, in the BIT Foundation website, in the members only section. So Kenya, if you wanted to know where to begin, I would suggest there's a LinkedIn Learning training module, and there's basically intro to computing, but also some basics around coding as well. So depending on what you want to learn to code, popular programming language right now is Python. I would suggest Python or Java if you're looking to start, but there are definitely resources available. And if you don't find what you're looking for there, definitely some people in our Slack community can guide you towards resources that they've used. Hopefully that helps.
Hey, Dennis, did you say she was from Cincinnati?
Yes, indeed.
So real quick, right before COVID hit as well, because I run the Cincinnati chapter, looking for co-organizers, just throwing that out there. But we had a program called Connect Code Build. And it wasn't a fully fleshed out like curriculum or anything like that. It was really people in the Cincinnati area who were coders or developers, and we got together like every second Saturday just to work on projects. So it was kind of like more of a co-working space type of deal. We had it over in actually it was in Covington, which Covington is right across the river in Kentucky. But it's a nice space, free Wi-Fi, and we always provided food, and we always had at least 10, 15 people show up every second Saturday. I think it was like from 12 to 3 or something like that. But the space is really inexpensive, and they, like I said, they give us free Wi-Fi, and it's a large space, a projector. So sometimes we gave presentations, but it's a real. I think we're going to start that back up here soon. So if you're okay with like doing in-person things, I'm going to put the word out in our meetup group, Cincinnati chapter meetup group, and try to get some people on board and start that back up. And it'll be really good too, because we always had experienced coders attend. And if you're looking to find a place to start, or what you want to there's people there that can help. And also if you want to hit me up anytime. I'm not a traditional coder, but I do code. And so I can help you as well. So Greg@blacksandtechnology.net is my email address. Just hit me up. I mentor people as well. So I'm happy to go back and forth on email and things like that, and try to point you in the right direction.
All right, thanks, Greg. All right, making it happen. All right, let's see. Stacy is in Toronto and is asking about the writing opportunity with our network blogger. I'll explain what that is, and the criteria, and also interested in tech policy and advertising plan. Okay, so we have a program with Network World Magazine where they're looking for bloggers, people who work with networking. Doesn't have to be a network engineer, but someone who is familiar with networking, works with networking day in and day out, and has to have at least 5 years of experience and not working for an OEM. So, you can't work for a hardware manufacturer like a Cisco. Those are only real requirements. And then they have an interview and then a little writing sample that you submit. And if they like you, they'll add you as a blogger, and you get basically $500 US per post. So it's not a bad gig. If you know somebody who is into networking, again, this program is in our member section of the website. We can put you in contact with the folks who can help there. As far as finding opportunities, if you're also looking in the member section of the website, there is a tool that will give you kind of a heat map of the open IT positions in the US. So I don't know if that'll help you in Toronto, Stacy, but it will tell you, what roles are in high demand, how many open positions there are, what the salary ranges are per state, and some other information around different IT roles. But definitely a good resource for that. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Let's see, where can I access the recording after it's finished? So I'm gonna upload this to our YouTube channel, but what you can do to find it, if you're not a subscriber, you can subscribe to our channel. And that's in the footer of the Foundation.Blacks in Technology website. But also, if you go to the events page and scroll down to this event, I'll hyperlink the title. That'll take you directly to the recording. So right now, the title is not hyperlinked, but once I make it live, I'll hyperlink the title for this event, and you'll be able to access it from there. All right, where do I see BIT in 5 to 10 years? Good question. Hopefully in 5 to 10 years, BIT will be, fully sustainable, and maybe tens of thousands of members. I would hope that we would have things like a fund for startup founders, basically people who are looking to create technology, give them actual resources to build out a business, maybe have a building or two where people can do co-working or co-learning. That to me is pretty cool. I'd love to see compensation for our chapter leaders. So hopefully somewhere along the way we'll get a federal grant or two that could help help us along in that mission. But yeah, I don't know, Greg, do you want to say where you think you see BIT in 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. Like, I honestly, when starting BIT, didn't really think it would be where it's at now. Um, I say that because it started in as an idea in the basement of my house, pretty much, and it was just to get a bunch of Black people together to talk about tech. So everything that's happening is just um, you know above and beyond where I thought BIT would be. Uh, but in saying that, I think that one of the things that uh, we haven't really fully touched on is students and students and the lower grades, so like K through 12. And I'd like to see a program come out of BIT that addresses this the students as well, scholarships, things of that nature. Dennis touched on having actual physical buildings. I think that would be dope. Training facilities, so we can kind of get back to there's a book that I've read. Let me see if I can find it on my bookshelf. The Road to Someplace Better, and it talks about a Black woman who essentially, I think she became a business owner and was like the first Harvard MBA, right, or the first Black Harvard MBA. And she talked about a time when we were actually, teaching our own, and when we had a vested interest in making sure that our children and our folks were educated, and we looked after our own. And she actually states that because of integration and Black students having to go into a lot of these white schools where the teachers and didn't care about whether or not they learned, and didn't give them the proper attention and things like that. She felt like that was kind of um, a, a thing in education that kind of turned the tides a little bit as far as where we could be in regards to academics. So, in saying, I would love for us to get to a point to where where we have our own training facilities, and that we're training each other and that we're supporting each other. Um, yeah. Globally, I honestly didn't think that we would we were going to get to this spot this soon. I always wanted to be a global organization, and we're already there. Like Dennis mentioned, I think we have like 10 chapters that are international. I would like to see that expand, and do more of the work that we've been doing, and doing it on a bigger international level. Um, and then ultimately, you know, uh, I always say this, and I don't know if people, the mission of BIT is for us to increase the representation and participation of Black people in tech. I want to get to a point to where BIT is actually no longer needed. That might be 10, that might be 15, that might be 20. It might never happen. But if we do our jobs, if we progress and support one another, and I think it's doable. I think we have a very long way to go, but I would like to get to a point to where the playing field is even. And yeah, that's kind of pie in the sky type of talk, but that's that's what I would like to see. Not that I would like to see Bit wind down or anything like that, but I would love for society to be in a place where there's equity and there's equality in this technology industry, but beyond technology as well. But starting here, since that's where since that's where we're at right now. So,
All right, let the church say amen. All right. So
Amen.
let's see. And by the way, I know that we're running up at the top of the hour. Like I said, I'm gonna be here. I'll answer as many questions as you have. So I'll just stick online, and if anybody has to drop, they have to drop. And if you are really interested, you can always jump back in and catch the rest of it on the playback. But let's keep going. The next question is about can you put me in touch with someone who got me back into the field as DBA? Celeste, I don't know if I personally have a contact that could, kind of give you guidance, but I do know that there are a number of members. And my default is going to be Slack first, because I don't know, we've got a whole bunch of people who know a whole bunch of people. So if you want to start there, our Slack community is great for directing people to the right resources. Also, the mentorship program. You can, submit yourself to be a mentee and find a mentor. Maybe you can get a DBA who is willing to help you and guide you and tell you what's relevant and current, and where the technology is headed, and help you get ahead of of some folks that may be kind of stumbling through like you are currently. So those will be my first two suggestions. All right, let's see. Okay, I see your information. That's not necessarily a question, but I respect it. All right. Let's see. Okay, well, you know what? If you want to volunteer, by all means. I don't know if we have a specific need, Lawrence, but and I don't know if I'm butchering your name, Lorenzer, Lawanzer. Let me enunciate. I think there's definitely some places that you can leverage your services. So if you're willing to volunteer, and a lot of folks are, please, reach out to your local chapter leader and see where they can plug you in. Let's see. Do you have a current, or do you plan to make a relationship with the Biden administration? Yeah, I've been looking at the infrastructure bill, absolutely. And so on a federal level, short answer is yes. We are technically a part of the Congressional Black Caucus's tech, I think it's a 2040 initiative. And basically with that, we are officially tied in at the federal level, but practically we still have to make those relationships. There's been a lot going on, since Biden took office, but the infrastructure bill is promising. We just need to make the right connections at the right level. And I think for us, it's going to be in the Congressional Black Caucus specifically, reaching out to those members of the administration who can be the liaison at the House side into the executive branch for us. We don't necessarily have direct contact with the executive yet, but that could change. All right. Are there career fairs nationwide, regional, or local? Okay, so the answer is yes. The virtual career fair is international. It's global. So anybody from anywhere can participate, and companies have both on-site local jobs and remote jobs. It just depends on the company and what they're hiring for. Ultimately, I'd like to get back to local and regional in-person career fairs where we actually get together on site somewhere and have multiple companies come in. that is probably a few months off. I think for the remainder of the year, we're going to definitely have virtual career fairs, and then it's up to the chapters whether they want to do anything local or regional. All right. What is the connection between that? There's not really a connection to NSBE other than we respect what NSBE does. NSBE is more engineering disciplines, and we are more IT specific. So there's some overlap, but no, not too much. And NSBE's chapters are on college campuses versus ours, which are really regional based. So we don't have any big university chapters, or at least not yet. So I hope that answers that. Let's see, any activity upcoming in the New York City? Okay, so technically I am still the New York City chapter president. I haven't found a replacement. So Tristan, if you're interested, holla at me, because right now I'm doing double duty and I moved. So it's even more weird. I used to do events on a regular basis. So my spot was Taj 2 on 23rd in Midtown, you know, right near Chelsea, where all the tech companies were, and we would go and we would get together and we'd network. I haven't done that since COVID, and now that I moved, I probably won't. So I'm looking for somebody to kind of pick up the mantle and help me with New York. If you know somebody, or if it's you, let me know. Definitely interested. All right. What programs does BID have in place to help IT talent in prepping and passing the employer technical stuff? Okay, so there is, in our members program, we have a couple of programs that help with the first interview, or what we call the soft skills assessments, you know, technical interview prep. There's definitely companies out there who do that. Outco is one of those companies. Basically, they will coach you. In fact, their program is, it's a paid program, but what they do is they won't take any fee until you actually get a promotion or a job, which is nice. And then they'll just take some of your paycheck. But it's not a bad use of time and money. So if you're interested, definitely check out the member section of the website. Let's see, I'm looking to get recertified in my A+, C+. Yes, we can help with CompTIA certification soon. So we'll be able to do any of the certifications, but at a discount. So it won't be free. We won't be offering full ride for those certifications, but we will heavily discount them. And those programs should be hopefully rolling out over the next month or two. I'm trying to have them done before the fall. All right, trying to connect with the Detroit chapter, just to be related to analysts currently employed. Okay, yeah. We definitely have a lot of data, big data, data analytics folks within our community. As far as the Detroit chapter, I know Horace, the lead there, would be more than happy to speak with you. I would definitely, you know, again, reach out to the Slack community. Also find out what people are doing, you know, that have similar backgrounds to yours, and where they may be able to plug you in. But that is, you know, kind of my default. If I don't know the answer, I know somebody in the community does. Oh, okay, this is a good one. What is the name of the assessment tool people can take to figure out which niche technology would best suit them? So I just completed a web-based application that does just that. It takes into account what your interests are, what your skill set is. You go through this mini assessment questionnaire, and at the end it spits out what career profile fits you best, and you know how much money you can make, and the different types of roles based on the specialization. We don't have a name for it yet. It's been co-developed with ITSMF, which is another Black tech organization. But we'll probably, what I want to do is clean it up a little bit because it's really rudimentary, but it's really good. And we want to roll it out. I'd like to see it as a mobile app personally, ultimately. And if we can get that going, I'll, be promoting it, and you'll be able to see, where you can take that assessment, because it'll be in our newsletter, it'll be on our socials. But right now it doesn't exist. But what I will do is in the chat, I'm going to put my LinkedIn. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can hit me up so I don't forget. And that goes for anybody. If anybody wants to hit me up, hit me up. All right. Next, is it possible to share an important info? Oh, I didn't see your hand. Dua, where are you? Are you still? I apologize. Okay. Let me see, Dua. Do you still have a question? And if so,
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, I raised my hand for a while, so I thought you were just ignoring me.
No, sorry about that.
Anyway, I want to make a comment in regard to Black History Month. I think we should, I'll be glad to help, but we should have a competition in each city or state, so that give an award to, students that provide, whatever the criteria is. That will stimulate more information, more discussion. If you really give a prize or an award to the, students. So basically using the chapters to organize competition in tech or STEM, whatever the subject. But I think that would kind of galvanize the whole community together. Anyway, my point is, there is, as far as government, there is a $250 billion technology and innovation bill that just passed the Senate. We're going to spend $250 billion to level the playing field with China. Now, that money is going to be given to the like companies like Intel and Western Digital, basically to help them do microchips. So we have a nonprofit working. I'm located in Houston, also in USA and Africa. Basically, we promote to bridge the digital divide and income inequality by leveraging technology. In that spirit, our mission is to increase the African American presence in technologies, like I think Gregory said earlier, from, I think probably you guys know the statistics better than I do, but from what it is, like 5% of all the engineers in the USA are African Americans, where the total population is 14%. So there is a big deficit there. So our mission is to bridge that gap. So what I am suggesting is that it's important we look at this $250 billion. It's going to be doled out to corporations to help the US compete with China. But there are, there is our community which is not really, didn't get a chance to enjoy in the field. The playing field is not really level for African Americans. So what we are proposing is, like in South Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, asking for funding from that technology innovation bill to establish technology centers so that we can transform these communities. And also some of the funds to go to historically Black colleges, because they were oriented as a liberal arts institution. In 15 years, if you are a liberal art major, you're going to have a problem attaining a gainful employment. So we can reshape the orientation of historical Black college and universities into IT, as well as also find the pipeline for these institutions by establishing this technology center in predominantly African American communities. That is, so it's worth looking at that one. I think it would be helpful if you got in and push for it.
Yeah.
So that's all the information I want to share.
Yeah, no, that's great information, and duly noted. So with respect to the funds, I'm always the person who likes to track down the money, and just because it's been announced doesn't necessarily mean it's going to roll out to the people who need it. So I'm looking, for what type of grants are going to be available based on that funding availability, what type of direct government programs are going to be associated, and where we can potentially play. So I know what we do well as a community and where we can leverage, but there's definitely a lot of red tape you have to wade through in order to get those dollars. So we're watching it. Hopefully we'll be able to figure out a path to it soon. With respect to community, we do have a couple of partnerships that we're working with, specifically around in Atlanta with OHUB. If you're familiar with OHUB, they're basically a technology development hub in Atlanta, and there's a couple throughout the US, but those are, institutions and programs that are already in place that we can leverage. So I'd rather partner with an organization that's already doing it than reinvent the wheel. But there's definitely a lot of resources available that we can tap into. So
my suggestion is we ask the Congressional Black Caucus member Johnson from Dallas. She's the chairperson of the bill already passed the Senate. So the House is going to pass it. It's $250 billion. It's being given out to corporations. What I'm suggesting is we ask the Congressional Black Caucus members to allocate some of that funding to the historical Black colleges because they are underfunded and mostly liberal arts. And also, the way Silicon Valley was established, or the Research Triangle, or any big institution, you plant the seed. If we can plant the seed in these African-American communities by establishing technology, we can really transform this community, break the cycle of poverty and all that. So we have to take some initiative. If we, we are calling, our organization calling Congress to do that. So this will really expedite the process. Otherwise, it's going to be, forever. I guess, as the previous gentleman mentioned, it might never get done. But if we can mint many scientists and engineers by providing access, basically, most of the African-American high schools, and they're rated, like I'm in Houston, they are F&D. So, but if we can establish these technology centers, give them the opportunity, they have the potential, to be future scientists and engineers. So I think we should take advantage of this opportunity by talking to the Congressional Black Caucus members. Listen, you are doling all this money everywhere except that the African-American community mostly, it's going to be hard to ask them to fund the school because schools are managed by individual districts. But we can fund the historical Black colleges to be more research and engineering oriented than liberal arts. That's just my suggestion, and I hope you guys kind of will take an advantage of it, because this will expedite this, gap between our community and the rest of society. We are working behind the curve. They are trying to catch up with China. We can't even catch up with in America. So we have to do more to catch up. And if allocating funds will help us catch up with the rest of society in the USA. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Stu. I do appreciate your comments. And we can take this conversation offline. I'm sure we could talk an hour just on that alone. I know that HBCUs in general, are woefully underrepresented when it comes to computer science. And that's one of the challenges that recruiters for major tech companies have, is because they think, oh, we'll just recruit, diversity from these Black colleges, and HBCUs don't necessarily have, a lot of them don't even have computer science departments to even be able to compete. So good point. Let's see. All right, we got a couple. So Lawanza, I'm going to hold on you because I answered one of your questions. I'm going to go to Arnold, then Melvin. So Arnold, and how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Dennis?
Good, good.
That's good. I was reaching out because right now I'm in my undergrad. I'm about 5 classes away from my associates, but I would like to get into the tech space now. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I mean, that's kind of, yes.
That's too broad?
But it really depends on what you want to do. I mean, you can have, a career in tech doing pretty much anything. You don't have to be very technical to have a career in tech. You might be a good project manager. You could, be good at graphic design. I honestly would have to know more before I give you a qualified answer, but
Okay.
what I can tell you is that there are a lot of open jobs in tech, and that if you are competent, you can get a good paying job and have a sustainable career. So I think as an industry to go into, it's a good one. But did you have any like specific direction or specialization we're thinking of?
The direction I was thinking about going is going into the AI machine learning direction.
Yeah, that's a great space. And we definitely have a lot of folks in that space in our community who could, provide some guidance and suggestion. But yeah, I would, my just my 2 cents on it is research it, make sure you understand what you're getting into. But if you find something that is intriguing, that you're willing to, put some time and effort behind to understand, yeah, those guys make a lot of money. So if that's a motivator for you.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Let's see. Let's do Asia. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm so glad that you guys have this space. I really appreciate you. And all the bright minds that are here tonight, I'm feeling invigorated. The question that I had was, wow, I just kind of lost my train of thought with the young man. Oh, here it is. So for young people looking to get into, they want to get into practicing before they graduate. One thing to consider is hackathons. Okay, so hackathon, you get together with people who maybe know a little bit more than you, some people who don't know as much as you. Some people don't code at all, but have really good ideas. So I'm just trying, and I'm also trying to promote my blog because we're promoting an event for steam.com. And what the project is an app that helps Black youth navigate and understand how to deal with the police. It's called Beyond the Talk, and it's in honor of Nelson Mandela Day, and it lasts for the weekend. You've got several different options if you're interested in getting on to a different track. They've got like 3 different app ideas. So that's something to look into, and that gives you solid experience, something that I wish that I had before like finishing, and getting out there. And it looks good on your resume, stuff like that. And, especially if you could do it for a cause that's like.
Absolutely. And yeah, we are partnered with Esteem for the
Yes!
Aqualathon.
Yes, okay, all right.
So if anybody out there is listening wants to participate, definitely encourage you. You don't have to, like Asia said, you don't have to know a lot about coding, but hackathons are awesome way to get experience and kind of learn from other people too on your team.
Yeah.
And it is
one last thing is I really believe in perhaps putting together a curriculum for students, for kids, around the 6th grade, that you can go to their work, to their schools, bring the computers to them if they don't have them there, so that they can start learning with these free tools available. They could be learning Unity and Unreal, downloading those apps for free. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And us as people who know that, it's our response. We have to tell them, and we have to provide the access if we expect them to take care of us when we're old. I mean, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want some good children. And they're not getting what they need right now in public schools, and it's clear. So that's my point, and I appreciate you all. I'm getting off the soapbox.
No problem. Thank you, and I thank you for bringing it up. And you're absolutely right. We do need to, educate. A lot of people would pursue careers in tech if they knew what all the options were. So a lot of our jobs as members and as chapter leaders is to evangelize for the industry as a whole. Make sure that people know, hey, there's some things out there that you can do. You don't necessarily have to be a math genius in order to, have a sustainable career in tech. All right. All right. Lawanzer, how are you, sir? Hello? We cannot hear you. Are you speaking? I can't hear you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put your hand down. But if I see you have a question in the chat, maybe that's it. I'll just answer your question in the chat. All right. It says I'll be writing tech article for Black technology from IT Science, etc. for a local Black magazine, hard copy, online metro circulation. Therefore, how can I get in touch with a member of BIT, local Chapter National for interview? So just let me know. I put my LinkedIn information into the chat. If you didn't get it, I'll put it in again. And you can reach out to me. I'll connect you with someone who can provide you with an interview. And let's see, Melvin, you have a question? Melvin going once?
Hello.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you, sir?
Okay. Hi. I clicked the link, and that's when you called on me. My question, I had it in the Q&A. I'm in my, I have a couple degrees, math, financial engineering, currently working in a tech adjacent. I'm doing more development through, Excel and things like that at Vanguard. And I'm wondering what are the resources for more older, new people in technology?
Yeah, good question. I always say if you're looking to upskill or do a career pivot, the nano degree programs are awesome because you can work a full-time job, still complete the program, and it gives you a completely new skill at the end of it. And for Udacity, like I said, it's about $1,500 to go through that program, but we provide full ride scholarships. So you could theoretically, get into, something a little bit different if you wanted to leverage your skills and, kind of, go into, a next level data analyst role.
Yeah, I did a Google thing.
Yeah.
New Google thing. I did that certification. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, certifications help, but also networking, expanding your network and be willing to, talk to as many people as possible. So one of the things that we're trying to do within, the Black technology community is connect more members together, because I think that's where the magic happens when people start interacting and they can tell you that, there's a role open or there's a company hiring or there's a resource that is going to help you. Just keep your eyes and ears open, but definitely, being active in a community like ours is, would be my advice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't let, late 30s deter you. I'm in my late 40s and, I'm still taking classes and learning stuff. And there's still a lot of jobs out there. So if it's not a meritocracy, tech is definitely an industry that is going to have to lean towards that because they just can't sustain itself with going to the same folks in the same schools doing the same thing if they want to fill a lot of these roles. A lot of companies are starting to see that. So no ageism, no sexism, no racism, people can do the work, can get jobs.
All right.
All right. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Melvin.
Yep. Have a good one.
Let's see. We got Lindsay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Petty. My company is Data Analytics Technology Advantage. And I just wanted to respond to Melvin's question. And I'm 50, I'll be 57 years old this year. Probably back in 2012 was when I started to really get into, moved from more of the business development and product management role to the IT type of role. And actually it was the data analytics role. And I started my own business back in 2018. And basically, for me, it was just going from doing a lot of stuff in Excel and PowerPoint to learning to do a lot of stuff with the big data. And so I would tell Melvin, if you really wanted to start moving in that direction, you can get some really great training for free or low cost on Microsoft Power BI, which is like the next level for data analytics. That's not, heavy coding, but it's, big data. So it's not small data like Power BI. So that would be my recommendation. And you can probably get up and running on it at least a little bit really quickly. And it's tools like Tableau and Microsoft Power BI are tools that there's just continues to be a great opportunities there. Thanks.
No problem. That was great, Lindsay. Thank you. And we actually partner with the company that does data analytics, and hopefully they'll be offering some free training resources too. So yeah, just keep your eyes and ears open. I mean, we always have stuff going on, and I try to make sure that anything that a company approaches us with that can be a benefit to somebody in the community gets out. So definitely read those newsletters when they go out. If you're a member, you'll get those newsletters on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Lindsay. Did you have anything else to say? I didn't mean to cut you.
I was just going to say that that was one of the things that I have offered in the past as well. So I'd be definitely interested in offering free training for BIT members. I've done it I also have my MBA, so I did it for the Detroit Black MBA in the past. And so again, just a couple hours just to kind of help folks get guidance and direction on how they can really start down the path of big data analytics. One of the things that, I try to even help folks understand is with like the Microsoft Azure solutions. You had someone earlier talking about trying to do more on in the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Well, there are tools now that are like AutoML, which is automated machine learning, which enables you to build machine learning and even artificial intelligence capabilities without having to code. So Microsoft is really moving towards democratizing that, as is AWS and IBM Watson. And so, but a lot of folks don't know of some of these capabilities and some of these technologies, which again, you can get up and running and you can be proficient in these things, in less than a year. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the type of evangelizing that we need to do more of. And, anytime I get in front of somebody who'll listen, I'm telling them that there's opportunities no matter what it is you want to do in tech. You just, need to do a little bit of research on, what it is that's available. I'm always flabbergasted that, people have titles I've never heard of making, in the $200,000 and $300,000 a year. I'm like, I never heard of that. And, you're making crazy money. It's nuts. But yeah, we just need to let our people know that these opportunities and these jobs exist. Let's see. Let's try Lorenzo one more time. Let's see if we can get the mic working. Lorenzo, how are you? Oh, maybe not. Still can't hear you, brother. All right, I'm gonna take you back down, and then I'm gonna go to some more questions in the chat. I know our numbers are dwindling, so we don't have too many more folks here. But let's see, if they're not here, I'm not gonna answer their question. So Gwen is no longer here, so I'm not gonna answer that one. Drew is no longer here, so I'm not going to answer that one. Let's see, Clinton is no longer here. Anonymous attendee, I don't know if you're here or not. Let's see, Omer. Hey, there we go. Omer is here. All right, sign is your audio. Omer from Auckland. All right, wow. Oh, that's awesome. Talking to Scott mainly on U.S. coverage. Can we have opportunities in other places around the globe, for example, here, Auckland or somewhere else? Yes. So so specifically for Auckland, so New Zealand, for our New Zealand chapter, we actually can create local programs. But the challenge that I give to the international chapter leaders is that they need to provide me with the need based on the region. So for example, if the local economy is booming, but there's underrepresentation for Black entrepreneurs, then maybe that's a program that we go after. Or, maybe there's a large immigrant population, Black immigrants or African immigrants, and they want to, get into tech and there's not resources available. Those are some of the things that I would need to know because I'm not there locally. So to answer your question, Omer, if you wanted to reach out, Dr. Avindu is a chapter leader in Auckland. You can get to him through the chapter section in the Blacks in Technology Foundation website, and just let him know that you like to, help him develop some programs specifically for New Zealand and Auckland. All right. Let's see. Back to the chat. I think I've gone through the questions. Okay, what type of music do you play? So my daughter plays the guitars, but I'm thinking about playing because she's pretty good and I'm not, and I like to show her up. So maybe I'll pick one up and learn, surprise her one day. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else that I missed. I know that we're way over, but I'm going to take some time to just scroll through to see if I missed anything from anybody who is still here. And looks like I got most of them. So if I didn't get to your question, I sincerely apologize. But if you do have questions, okay, couldn't find on Slack. Asia, what couldn't you find on Slack? Do you mind if I unmute you or allow you to talk? What were you looking
Yeah, sure,
for?
no problem. I was looking for the data analyst name. Someone in the chat asked as well, and I went to look for his name. I thought it was Lenzy, Lenzy.
Okay.
And I couldn't find him.
Oh, you couldn't find him specifically on
Yeah.
Slack? Okay.
Let me see. I might be looking in the wrong spot. Those people. Lenzy. Oh, there he is.
Okay. I found
Got it. Okay, thank you. He's on there. Lenzy Petty.
All right, good deal. All right, good. And so if there's not any other questions, I want to thank you guys for taking the time and staying way over. Hopefully it was informative. We do want to make sure that we incorporate as much of your input into our programming and our direction and vision as possible. And we wouldn't exist without our members. We do this for you. So if there's anything that we can do to help you personally, let me know, because this is not some big monolithic institution where people are, pushing down dictates from on high. This is, people in the streets grinding it out just like you, trying to make sure everybody has what they need in order to succeed. So let's help each other. And I look forward to, getting to know you. If you're not a member yet, please take a minute to join. It's free. And we'll see you on the next event. But I'll be posting a replay of this online by this time tomorrow. So within 24 hours. All right. Everybody have a good night, and we'll talk soon.